This question is, I think it's a good one. Um, how much, what's the proportion of grace in a marriage or a friendship, because I've seen it both ways, and ungrace? Like, okay, say if we get married or we friends, and I I require a certain thing. So if okay, say if we married, my family didn't eat at the dinner table together, and yours did. I'm struggling with you, you struggling with me. I just want to watch TV. No, I want to sit and eat together. Now, what if I say, okay, we eat together? Now, my thing could be don't leave your pantyhose. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
using, you know what I'm
Right,
saying,
right,
on the floor because I like to clean up.
right.
So, what if I get I want to eat together, just, whoop the bam, and it's like, all right, baby, you got me, okay, But then we 10 years down the line, and I'm still picking up pantyhose. So, but if I bring to you pantyhose, then it's like, just could you just give me some time? I'm
Yeah,
trying to work,
yeah.
or the friendship, it could be a certain type of friend, because what I'm finding these days, there's an inconsistency in grace and ungrace between friends and married people. So what is that correlation? Now I'm not saying that everything has to be 50-50. Obviously some person do something different and some others do. But if we're in this together, there should be some type of understanding that I need this off the floor just as much as we want to eat and talk, or I need you to stop calling me a friend at 11 o'clock
Right.
and telling me whatever,
Right.
and I'm trying to do my nails
Right,
or whatever.
right, right.
What is that level? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's deal with the friendship part. With friends, everybody has to ask themselves because everybody's definition of a friend is not the same. So whatever your definition is, then that's what you'll look for. And then you could, like I say, because sometimes people say my friend, like some people say, oh, I got a lot of friends. It depends on how you define it. If is a friend someone you can really talk with, you trust, do this and that, and so on, like that, you're not going to have many of those. And sometimes we don't know the difference in associates, or sometimes there's a commonality. We friends by association. In other words, we real cool because we go to the same church. Let us don't go to the same church. Sometimes that association, or to the same school, or work at the same job. So it first depends on what is your definition of a friend. You got to settle that. And once you've settled that, then when you say this is what a friend is, then are you that to somebody? See, because you can't expect somebody to be that to you and you ain't that. So that's the first initial thing. What's your definition of a friend? And sometimes you have people who, between 3 and 4 people, they make up that one friendship. You all understand what I mean by that? It ain't really that one that has all, but when the 4 are together, they make up one. So it depends on your definition of that. Now, as far as in marriage, it's the matter of what's important.
Well, I think he's saying, I don't know for a fact. I think he's saying, like, when do you get tired of saying the same thing? In other words, where did the grace period come? Do it grace do it? When did the grace give up? In other words, you make it a point for me at the table all the time, but yet you still ain't picking up the stockings. So when do the grace period last? In other words, I'm doing my part, but you ain't doing your part.
Well, it ain't so much as grace period, because then you're going to put a time on it, because if you're putting a time on it, then when that time expires, what you going to do then? So it goes right back to kind of what we were saying earlier. If my motive is still to make you happy, if this pleases you, okay, You know, if you really, really don't like, see, let me put it like this. We can't always judge another person's what bothers them, because what can bother you can mean absolutely nothing to me. Or what can bother me could be like, well, you over something over that. So we can't, don't ever judge that. If I'm telling you that, you know, the stockings on the floor, no, let me finish my point. If I'm saying this really bugs, not to you, I'm just talking to general. To you, it could be like, what is the big deal? Why don't you just pick it up? But if to me, this does something to me, maybe it's some in my deep childhood that there were stockings on my floor and I had nightmares about it. I'm not joking, you all. And for some reason, every time I see it on the floor, it does something to me. So can you please pick it up? On the same token, he used the example of dinner table. It means something that we eat, because with you not being there, it reminds me of when my father walked out on us and never came back. So it's important to me that you eat at the table. Does that help any? See, so we can't always say to what degree.
Right, I understand.
That,
I understand that part, but then also too, because I know anybody that's been married for a length of period of time, some things is just not going to get corrected. And so, in other words, you got to make a decision and say, I'm going to move on.
I'm move on, sure, absolutely.
I'm not going to sit up here and, I'm going, I don't like the shoes at the door, but you continue to do it every day. And I'm going to sit up here and say, I'm not going to move the shoes.
No,
It's like, after a while,
right.
then you got to think about what I did with your shoes. Because I'm not going to keep on letting the shoes stay here. So in other words, after a while, it's like, I'm going to move on.
Right.
Because I'm not going to sit up here and let you disturb my peace over something that is not changing, obviously. 5 years haven't changed. 10 years haven't changed. 15 years haven't changed. And I'm going to sit up here, I'm just going to leave because you keep on
Right.
I'm like, after a while, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to let you steal my peace.
Right.
You are not that serious enough for me to keep on arguing about something that's so small, unless you want to get a divorce over it. If you're going to get a divorce over it, then walk away, buddy. I'm not going to sit up here and keep on making a big deal about this.
Well, there has to be some resolve. You got to resolve one way or the other. And
But it is something in
Sure,
every marriage
sure.
that ain't going away.
Yeah.
No, it is. Now I'm telling the truth.
Yeah,
In
that's
every
true.
marriage, there is something that's not going away. You can get mad if somebody put their feet on the couch every day, and that bothers you. But you know what? While you're not at home, they'll put the feet on the couch. And then while you walk through, they forgot that you was at home and that foot is on the couch. What I'm going to do, sit here? I'm going to cut your foot off? My God, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
There's going to be something there. They're like, oh my God, you got to make a choice. Yeah. Like, you know what? You ain't that serious.
Yeah, some things, and I agree with that. Some things that can be the case, and you're like, we're just going to move on from it. But then there's some things that we just use that but then there's some things we're going to have to resolve, because you really don't always know what really, because like I said, that could seem so small, but you really don't. If something really, really bothers a person, some things it could seem small, but it goes so deep. Now, certain things you can move on from, like, okay, it ain't gonna move the shoes, if that be the case. But there are some things that could be really, really something, and it could be a deal breaker. And some people could be like, what? You divorced because I wouldn't come eat at the lunch table? Yeah, because every time I saw you not there, this brought back the hurt that my mama went through when my daddy walked out. And you might walk out next. So to avoid that hurt, I'm gone. See, these are the areas I'm talking about. Now, other stuff, absolutely. There are things that, okay, 5 years then went by. Let me pick up his shoes. You know, that's something totally different. But let's don't disregard everything. That's right. That's what I'm saying.